This took place maybe 5 years ago. I was around 17 or 18. I lived in a house I grew up with my mom and my younger sister. I was a night owl at the time, so I would be up at weird hours, usually going to bed around 4 in the morning. It was around 2 a.m. I was on my laptop, probably reading some cringeworthy fanfiction as teen me tended to do. Totally chill. My mom and my sister had gone to bed a couple hours prior. Suddenly, I heard a knock on my door. Slow, heavy, angry sounding knocks that shook the door and rattled the knob. I don't remember exactly how many times, but it was like someone was pounding on it with their fist as hard as they could. I jumped out of my skin, and I swear I had never felt frozen in fear before. Even my cat, who had been curled up on the blankets next to me, looked freaked out and was standing up staring at the door with his fur and all fluffed up. I knew something was really wrong right then, because that lazy mofo loved his naps and wouldn't budge for anything during his nap time, unless food was involved. I just sat there, staring at the door, like I was waiting for it to bust open from the force of the knocking and reveal some kind of murderer. After that last booming knock, there was a total silence, but I was too scared to move right away. I gathered my wits a couple of minutes of playing statue and grabbed a walking step I kept leaning against my nightstand. I opened the door at a snail's pace, then peeked into the living room, where my mom was standing out there, all wide-eyed, with her phone's flashlight on. She goes, "What the hell? Was that you knocking like that?" And I told her I was about to ask her the same thing. My little sister could sleep through an earthquake so quickly. Went to check up on her and found her snoring away, as expected. Although my sister, and still is, fond of pranking me, she wouldn't do something like this. And not to fuss up after the scare that run its course. She's more of a plastic wrap over a toilet bowl kinda gal. Anyway, all the doors and windows were locked up tight. Nobody broke in. It took me a long time to get sleep that night. Pretty sure I crawled into my mom's bed because I was too freaked out to stay in my room. And then things went back to normal for a little while. I chalked it up to just a weird and scary thing that happens once and then forget about it. Like 2 months later, it fucking happened again. The same pounding on the door, as short as just 3 heavy knocks. Sometimes I counted around 8. Each time, my door would shake like it was about to break, and the knob would turn sometimes, but the door never opened. Objects sitting on my dresser besides the door would fall to the floor from the vibrations of it. There was always a period of at least 2 weeks between these occurrences, almost like it was purposely waiting until I felt kinda safe before messing with me again. Whatever it was, it gave me such bad feeling. There was never anything on the other side of the door, even when I got brave enough to leap up during the knocking to face whoever was doing it. These incidents went on for a little more than 6 months, I'd say, getting more frequent until it suddenly just stopped happening. Since that period of time, I've never experienced anything like this. My mom and sis and I reference it once in a while because we were all honest baffled about it. It sincerely wasn't just a case of old house noises, I'll tell you that much. So there you have it. My one and only brush with what I consider to be paranormal. Still gives me the creeps to this day. But what are your thoughts on what this might have been? I'm so curious. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content that I make on Thursdays, then please leave a like, share, and subscribe. And remember, every Thursday is Spooky Thursday. And to that, I'll see you next time.